The Firestarter was conceived primarily as an indirect assault unit, constructed by Argyll Technologies of Skye from 2550 to the beginning of the Civil War in early 2776. It was successfully marketed as a highly mobile incendiary mech. Nearly 3,000 Firestarters saw active service. Most mech regiments contained a number of FS9s, and spare parts were usually stocked at all good repair depots. Though many Firestarters have been gutted beyond repair, those that survive are usually in good condition. Because the FS9-H was a popular mech, a good supply of spare parts is still available. Because of its popularity with all of the great houses, Argyll Industries continued to produce spare parts and new mechs prior to and during the Succession Wars, until their Argyll plant and headquarters were destroyed in the Third Succession War. When the company indicated that they wouldn't rebuild their plant, Coventry Metalworks eventually picked up production. The Firestarter was rarely attached to a lance, but rather assigned to a company or regiment. The commander would deploy the mech to support an attack group or to scout wooded terrain. Though a real threat to light mechs, a Firestarter can do little against the formidable armour and weaponry of medium and heavy opponents. It was the ability to set fires that made the FS9 so valuable. Skillfully placed blazes could rout enemy forces, break lines, and corner mechs. A whole series of tactics was developed around creating and spreading wildfires. Firestarter pilots are particularly fond of setting dense woods afire while mechs are moving through them, or igniting buildings that are sheltering enemy units. If an engagement is lost, a Firestarter could create fire and smoke to cover a retreat and hamper pursuit. The Firestarter also works well as a scout. Its speed and armour give it good protection in the field, and not only could it map terrain as it travelled, it could also clear away wooded areas that the enemy might use as defensive positions or as ambush. The Firestarter also carried out scorched earth missions in the early days of the Succession Wars. In recent decades, as armies attempt to capture and hold targets intact, scorched earth has become an extremely rare policy. It's only used even when long-term victory is impossible, or when the target is too valuable to fall into enemy hands. In the wake of the Fourth Succession War, Firestarters have also found themselves being assigned to Lancers as replacements for the losses of other light and medium mechs, forcing the mech to perform in a frontline role. This evolution would continue when the Federated Commonwealth unveiled a new version in 3049, the FS9-S, which featured a host of recovered lost tech to enhance its scout capabilities.